social media, and that's how they do it. So when people are hacking into, say, your bank account, well, might ask, what's your middle name, what's your mother's maiden name? Not realizing 6 months ago you asked that question or you answered that thing on Facebook or Instagram saying that information. So be very careful in social media. Be very careful with people on the street that you might not even know. They might say, hey, how are you? Remember me from 10 years ago? I used to work with your mom. What was her name again? And that's social engineering. So don't fall for any bad actors. Don't give them any unnecessary information, please. This is the Albert sensor we've had. This is the same as it was previously. We've only had 3 incidents in the last year, which is really good. The Albert sensor detects when everything goes down. And tonight at 2 a.m., we're going to be hooking up the firewall, which means we have to move the Albert sensor from the admin building to 236 in the new JC. So that might be a tick mark on there, but they are aware of the move, so they might not even put that on there for that reason. Next slide. Justice Center project. So all the infrastructure is in its final phases. Almost everything is there. Almost everything is connected, ready to go. We saved money as we went along. Low voltage runs, your cabling, your Cat 5, Cat 6 cabling, all that stuff is in place. It's been tested. October is our hopefully grand opening. We're going to cut a ribbon and get moving. So that's going to be a very exciting and very busy week because we're going to come in and start moving people in. And we have a plan in place for that to get individuals, so people's PCs and monitors and all their equipment's not mixed up. So we have a plan for that. The UPS, your battery backups, those are in the sheriff's office. They are in the Justice Center. They're operational, they're tested. We had training from the vendor for BCT and White Pine County IT on how to operate them, troubleshoot, and we do have him as a contact, so if anything happens, we can contact him with questions if need be. Equipment has been received. Again, this is second quarter, but we're much further along. All the equipment for the sheriff's office has been racked and it's in place. Justice Center equipment, there's maybe a few pieces left that we're provisioning, but we're at the tail end. Next slide. High-speed internet's up. Again, tonight, we're gonna get that firewall plugged in and get internet over there. We need to configure once equipment's racked up. That's already been done. Ongoing conversation between White Pine County and Geoverse. That's obviously ongoing. Jabs, next week, Mike and Jennifer are gonna be installing the equipment. The week after that, Jabs is gonna be here to finalize that phase. Digital signage is still in progress. We're still kicking around ideas on what software to use to get that going. But network infrastructure-wise, IT-wise, everything's on track. We're good to go. Next slide.
Hey, this is Earl. Good afternoon. Can I interrupt for a second?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Howe and the commissioners and the rest of the folks up there. Sorry I could be up there to be part of this presentation. Just a couple of points. Number one, just to clarify, when my brother Lester retired, it was for medical reasons. Some of you know he's had both a liver transplant, triple bypass, COVID, and shingles. So he's just really, I won't say the word a wreck, but so I've been taking care of his role. That's why I've been down here keeping busy doing my normal role and his role. So just want to make sure you understand the reason why he had to retire. As far as the Justice Court project is concerned, I just want to make a comment. The comments there are accurate. Quarter two, as of today or at this current time, it's really like a big jigsaw puzzle, putting all the little bits and pieces together. It's really amazing how many of these pieces have to fit together. And then as you do that, you get this, oh, by the way, oh gosh, we forgot this. Or when I say we collectively, because it's a major transition. And so I've got engineers up there this week. We are on target to be there participate in the grand opening, and then the week of October, the 28th, 29th, 30th, we'll be moving together with the county IT folks, all the equipment from one place to the other, so that come Monday, November, you'll be running off the new building. So we're excited. I don't see any major showstoppers. There's a lot of little bits and pieces, but we're working through them. So, any questions on that?
Anyone?
No, sir.
Sounds good about, Lester.
So as usual, no major unscheduled downtime, no security breaches, no ransomware, no violation of technology requirements, and we're currently bringing the technology current. Does anybody have any questions in regards to security? Because right now, people are hard at work with trying to get into people's stuff. So I would tell everybody, and if you use the same password, because it's easy, I understand, but if you're using the same password for everything, I would recommend, especially if you're using Google, hit that use strong password button, because nobody logs into anything anymore. You hit the little box, and then it comes up, which credentials do you want to use, and then you tap on the box. Just use a suggest strong password, save yourself the trouble, because the second you get an email that's going, oh, you attempted logging in, that's somebody trying to get into your bank, whatever it is. And as soon as you see any of those things, change your password immediately.
Quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Melvin, I see here that there's been 145 tickets.
Yes, ma'am.
Could you tell, or give me a rough idea, or us a rough idea, what that usually consists of? What do you see the most?
Ma'am, yeah, I'm the one who usually handles the tickets from the VCT side, and
Go for it.
no, I mean, the tickets here are everything that everyone from the county calls in.
I know.
I mean, but I would have to say, from my experience, it's probably about, the ticket number itself would be about somewhere around 60% normal day-to-day. Please change the password, someone left, new user, maybe permission problem, something wrong with the printer. Something normal day-to-day stuff, and then the rest around the later 40%, say about 30 to 40%, that's all the other tickets that we have open between BCT and the county as projects, in the sense of the T1 project we had for the old courthouse, projects we have for the new JC. And at the same time, the other 10% we leave miscellaneous is because we also use the ticketing system around the 10% to also log Mike's time for being here, running the meetings, things like that. Anything that IT here in White Pine County or us at BCT actually has to touch. Now, if you're asking about the total man hours, then yes, I would say that the majority of the man hours goes to the long-term projects, which is somewhere around 30 or less than 30% of those tickets.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Now, hey, this is Earl. If you need a breakdown of not only the project, but say user type calls versus networking issues or backup issues, to be more granular, our system captures that anyway. We look at that. And we use that as a reference as well to identify, maybe the server needs to be replaced or upgraded, this printer needs to be fixed or replaced. So we can certainly do that, and in the past, occasionally, we've been asked to provide more detailed analysis broken down by certain subcategories. So certainly, if you guys would like that, we can present that to the next QDR.
Thank you, Earl. I just was curious, where we ended up most needing to have the man hours based on what the tickets were.
Understood.
Does anybody else have anything?
Anyone? No? Thank you. And Earl, I'm sorry I called you Lester, but you understand, I just get you confused, but I didn't mean that.
I do it too, sir, it's okay.
So, but anyway, thank you guys for showing up, and thanks to BCT for all the hard work and moving us forward into that new Justice Center, which is going to become the center point of all communication for White Pine County.
Yes,
We
sir.
appreciate it very much, and give Lester my best, Earl. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Okay, so we want to hit that right. Okay, We're just a few minutes ahead of schedule, so let's see what we can find. Let's go to the consent agenda, I guess we'll get that out of the way. And that's on page 5, item 3, consent agenda. Is there anyone anyone like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Move to approve as presented.
Motion by Shane,
Second?
second by Lori. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none, passed unanimous. Same page, page 5, item 4, untimed items, discussion for possible action, the approval for minutes of the county commission meetings held on the special joint meeting July 21st, 2021, August 25th, 2021, and September 8th, 2021. Any additions, subtractions, or corrections? Hearing none, I'll look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve?
Motion by
All
Lori,
three?
Second?
second by Travis. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none, passed unanimous. Let's see if I can find something else. We've got 3 minutes. There's something on there.
Take Cole's out.
Take Nicole, okay. Nicole is on,
Page 3.
page 3. Okay, page 3, item B, elected officials, Nicole Baldwin, County Clerk. Item A is discussion for possible action, approval to appoint Corey Lytle to the vacant seat on the Agricultural District 13 Fair and Rodeo Board as an at-large member. Any questions of that? If not, look for a motion to approve.
So moved. Second?
Motion by Ian and second by Travis. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Passed unanimous. Item B, discussion for possible action, the approval to set the schedule for the regular commission meetings held during the month of November and December. Nicole, would you give us those dates?
Yes, let me put my calendar up. The regular meetings schedule for those months would be Wednesday, November 10th, and then on the fourth Wednesday being the 24th, which is right before Thanksgiving. In December, the second Wednesday is December 8th, and then the fourth Wednesday is December 22nd.
Okay, that second meeting in November, I'd like to, because it's right in front of Thanksgiving, move that one to the, what would that be, the next Wednesday of November? What is that?
There's no more Wednesdays in November.
I was gonna propose maybe just consolidating the two and doing them in the middle of the month on the 17th, I think. Just do one meeting.
I agree.
Well, we're gonna have to have a special meeting during that month of November if we proceed with the hiring of a county manager to allow for interviews and selection, because I'd like to make sure that whoever is selected would be allowed at least 30 days to inform their former employer if that's what they have. So I think it would be important. We will have a special meeting that I think maybe November 1st or something like that. I'd like to have it so that we allow whoever the new candidate is at least 30 days to inform whoever they're working for, if they are, and we can make that selection. Elizabeth, go ahead.
I do have in my backup, one of the items I have is discussion on the recruitment schedule for the county manager, and the proposed dates for interviews are November 17th. I was hoping for a special meeting so that we could focus on just that. But if we did a regular meeting in the morning and interviews in the afternoon, it might make it a long day, but you could do it all in one day then. But that's what's on the schedule that I'm proposing. Just so you know, I would not advise that you move that scheduling up any earlier. You could move it later, to a later date, but I think to go through the full process effectively, the earliest you want to have that meeting would be November 17th.
Would you on the 17th also have the interviews and the selection on the same day? Let's say we do that.
Well, the proposal, and I don't know if I can go into this without going into another agenda item that I have. I'll leave that to the district attorney if he
You
wants
can,
us.
it's related to the
November
conversation about
schedule?
dates,
Okay.
yeah.
So the November, I'm sorry, say the question again. I got lost in my
So
thought.
the question is, do we want to do the hiring on the same day from the 17th in the afternoon, hire that candidate that day? So
Okay,
that
so
would
the
give 40 days?
proposal is that we go ahead and you do a selection of who you want, because I've been working with Pool Pact on this, and we cannot conduct the necessary background checks. We can do reference checks in advance of your interviews. You cannot do background checks until after you make a selection. So I would say you can select, but then I'm gonna have to